Hey everybody, it's Christine with Ziedman Development, and today I want to walk you through importing gifts into the Razor's Edge using Importacular. Just as a side note, this is not an all-inclusive video showing you every single step from start to finish. I'm skipping over quite a few steps in addition to not showing you how to select your data source. I'm also not going to walk you through mapping the constituent or mapping the address. You can see I have done that here. Obviously, you have to map a constituent before you can map an address. Before you can map a gift, sorry. So this is a critical step, but we have covered that in other videos, and I want this video to really focus on the different areas available for gift. So I'm going to go ahead and skip over my constituent tab and my address tab, and I'm going to come straight to my gift tab. So you can see here on my gift tab, I have already mapped a gift. And because I have already mapped a gift, you can see that many of these areas on the left are no longer grayed out. Now, some of these may remain grayed out for you depending on what destinations you have purchased. So for example, to map a soft credit does require the functionality of mapping more than one constituent in your template. So most organizations do rely on the individual relationships destination in order to do that. So you have to be able to have a second constituent mapping in order to add a soft credit to another constituent. So unless you have one of those areas, such as the individual relationships destination, you aren't going to be able to add soft credits. The other areas that do require paid destinations are solicitor, tribute, and adjustment. So those may remain grayed out for you at all times. However, the rest of these should become available once you have added a gift. Just as another side note, you can add more than one gift to a mapping template. So for example, if we were working with an event and we have registration fees and donations in the same file, and say the donation amount is in one column and the event registration amount is in a second column, I can create a second gift mapping so that I have one gift mapping for my event registration and a second event mapping for my donation from the event. And that way each amount can come through with separate campaign fund and appeal, separate receipting amount, separate thank you letter, separate gift attributes, separate notepads. You can do all of those different things. So if that's a case that you need, absolutely can make that work. You can also do a split gift if that's something that your finance department wants you to do. And you can also add your gift benefits. So if you have benefits that came with a gift and those need to be linked correctly, that should all be unlocked for you at this point. So let's go ahead and take a look at my gift mapping. And just like in every other area of Importacular, you can see that we have the options for source fields and default values. So for every row that you want to populate in Razor's Edge, you have to choose either a source field or a default value. You cannot choose both of them in the same row. And if you want something populated, one of the two has to be selected. So you can see here in my template, I've got a mixture of those things. So some things I have that I need to pull out of my source field. So for example, my amount is coming out of my source field because that's how I know how much the donor gave. But I've defaulted the acknowledged to not acknowledged because I know that I need to send a thank you letter to all of these donors. I've also defaulted my appeal and my campaign, which if all of your donors are going to have the same appeal in the campaign, that's a really easy way to make that happen. You can see that I selected my date from my source field. And then for my fund, I selected the source field of designation, but you can tell by the end of this row, I've applied some field settings. So field settings allow you to change the data as it's coming through or to avoid adding data to certain fields. So let's open this up so you can see what I've done with that designation field. So you can see here that I have taken my designation field and I have changed what's in my designation field to match fund names of what's in Razor's Edge. So what we had on our online donation form didn't match our fund names exactly. And I wanted to make this work and I wanted to make my form populate all of this information correctly. So you can see here I've done a direct data transformation. So I'm saying that if the from source has the exact text of playground, then change it to playground site. If it has none, change it to general operating. Annual, change it to annual fund. We could also use our catch-all and any of our different tools with data transformations in order to dynamically change this information as it comes into Raiser's Edge. We've got a lot of documentation on data transformation, so if this is an area that you need help in, I strongly encourage you search our knowledge base and check out the resources we have for that. So once you've got those filled in, we're going to just come through and keep adding this information and keep adjusting what we need to have here. So your required fields may look different than mine because your organization may require things like a letter code. If that's something that's required at your organization level, you're going to see that green circle with the white check mark here. You can see I've got a mixture of those source fields and those default values. And I do have this set to the type of cache. So I'm going to go ahead and save this, and then I want to actually make a second gift, and I want to show you some of our other options. So right now this is showing the common fields, and if you're entering a cache gift, you're almost always just going to need those common fields. But I do want to enter a second gift, and I want to enter a pledge so that you can see the difference and you can see how to work with a scheduled gift. So let's go ahead and save this mapping, and let's add a new gift. And let's call this one our pledge. And this time, rather than our common fields, we're going to show common fields and scheduled. So what this has done is it's given me a schedule wizard. So if we scroll down here, you can see that our option to use scheduling has created a significant number of fields here, and some of them may be a little bit confusing for people who haven't been importing scheduled gifts, and they may require you to do a little bit of digging in figuring out what these fields relate to in Raiser's Edge. So if all of your gifts are actually going to be made on the same day, an easy way to do this is to click on the schedule wizard and to choose your information from here. So if every gift in this file is going to be made monthly on the 16th day of the month, beginning on November 16th of 2020, we can just click OK here, and that's going to populate all of those scheduled fields. So it allows you to fill it in and have it selected for you so that your pledge is going to come through with that schedule of a payment due on the 16th of the month every month. So if I go ahead and save this, I missed my campaign there. Sorry about that. Let's go ahead and add our campaign. And let's double check and make sure I didn't miss a fund. I did miss the fund. So let me go ahead and add a fund as well, just so we don't have another error message. And let's add our receipt amount. Okay, so you can see now we do have two gifts mapped. We have one that's a cash gift and we have one that's a pledge. At this point, we can also choose to add, say, a gift attribute. So let's go ahead and add name on plaque. And now I have to select which of my gifts it goes to. So let's say that the name on the plaque goes to the pledge. And I'm going to select my named giving opportunity. And I am going to assign this to be their name. And since my code table is empty, I am going to attempt to add new table entries. So this allows me to add a gift attribute and then also to specify, if I have more than one gift, which gift gets that attribute. I can also add a notepad. So same thing. Let's just do a gift note and let's add that one to our gift. Let's go ahead and put our designation in the notes. Let's put our description as note sample, and then let's give our type gift instructions. So we can add all of this different information as we need to. If you need gift attributes, if you need gift notepads, those are all certainly available to you. The gift benefits, the same kind of a thing. So here we would go ahead and add our benefit and choose which gift we're going to link it to. You can select the benefit from a source. You can also select it from the default value, and you can select the benefit value. So if we know our benefits are all the same, let's just say, there we go. Everybody has the same thing here. And we can go ahead and save that, and then that adds those benefits to that gift. So I hope that this has been helpful for you to kind of see what areas are available and how you can work with some different types of gifts in Importacular in order to import that data into Raiser's Edge. Thanks for joining me and have a great day.